Motor Racing Network, Steve Post here at the Racing Electronics booth at the PRI show. We're at booth 4721 if you're here in the area at the show. A year ago, we chatted with Chris Windom. He was getting ready to embark on a move from non-wing racing to wing sprint cars, and you've made that move, ran with the All-Stars this year. Chris, kind of assess how the move went for you guys over the course of this past year.
I think ultimately it went pretty well. The first few months was probably one of the bigger struggles I've had in a long time in racing, so that was different, trying to accustom to, I'm used to, I feel like, winning races right off the bat, and we were just struggling to make races right off the bat. So it was a huge learning curve, but I think we all knew that going in it was going to be. So really happy, with all the experience I got, though, throughout the whole season running full-time with the All-Stars, and feel like it's going to help a lot going into next year.
How difficult is this? And I talk to NASCAR drivers about this a lot, and other drivers. You come through your career and you're so used to winning, How difficult is this mind game when winning dries up? And you're doing a new project, it's a big step forward. How difficult is that mentally, though?
It's tough. Like I said, though, I feel like I knew that going in, that we weren't going to win races right off the bat. So I had myself prepared for it, so it probably made it a little easier, but I still get mad after the races a lot of the time. So, it was what it was, and we came close to winning a couple there. So hopefully we'll get that first one this year. I'm
sure you will, that's for sure. The other challenge of this is a new team to it as well. So it's not like you plopped yourself down in an established team. You guys had the learning curves there as well.
Yeah, as much as a learning curve as it was for me, it was for the entire team. From the crew chief to all new stuff to the owner, never been in wing racing before. So it was tough for everybody. Sometimes I felt like, obviously I made mistakes on the track, but there was other times where, they might have been a little behind, and we felt like we put it all together. Though as the year went on, we got better and better and better, and that was kind of the goal to begin with. If we weren't getting any better, it probably wasn't going to work out, but I felt like we got better the entire season, so that made it a lot better and made us feel good going into next year.
No doubt about that. Now, you did jump in a midget car at Eldora, the 4 Crown, and pick up a win there. That had to be just neat to not be running for points, not be worried anything, but to get to victory lane, especially at Eldora.
Yeah, I love going there, and I went there with Chad Boat, and we got to win the 4 Crowns, so that was cool. I got to race all 3 cars that night, so that's always fun. And like you said, just not points racing. The last 2 years I was in a championship battle with the midgets both years, so it was towards the end of the season and always on high alert there, so it was cool to just be able to go kind of win it or wear it that night.
No doubt. Cool stuff, that's for sure. Your girlfriend, Georgia Hannaberry, she's working with MRN. She actually sent me a text. She's going to be working a little bit more with us this year. We're excited. She did so well down at Daytona with us. She had shared, we had talked about, what's Chris like off the racetrack? What's he do off the racetrack? Your dog, Tuna. How's Tuna? Everything well with Tuna?
Yeah, he's good. That's our boy. So we spend most of our time at home hanging out and doing stuff with him when we're not racing.
And then the nephews also. You have your 2 nephews, and I guess you're a pretty good uncle with those kids too as well.
Yeah, we spend a lot of time in Nashville. That's where they live. That's where my whole family's at. So luckily it's only 4.5, 5 hours from here, so it's not too bad to go down there throughout the holidays and during the off season. So we're going on vacation next week, but after that we'll be back down there for Christmas.
Christmas down there. What's the off season is a weird world in our sport. What's January into February? The All-Stars start again. What's January look like for you? And do you have anything going on between now and the All-Star season? Assuming you're going with the All-Stars again.
Yeah, that should be our plan. And I'll do Chili Bowl obviously, so that'll be in January. But yeah, not last year, but the few years before that, I went to New Zealand and raced, and not doing that this year. So it does feel kind of weird having a couple months off and no racing. Not used to that, but it's nice getting to do other things throughout the winter, and we'll go to Chili Bowl and start getting ready for to go down south with the All-Stars.
Won't be long, that's for sure. Chris, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, thank you, man.
There we go. Chris Windom, driver in the All-Star Circuit of Champions, joining us here at the RE booth.